taste of blood and coal. It takes a deep and lasting toll. I wasn't born, I was a symbol. From all the parts that shook and trembled. The screams from the slaughterhouse floor, the slamming of a tenement door, the scrape of steel on cobblestone, the only prayer I've ever known. My lullaby's a drunken brawl, a body slumping in the hall. My cradle was a cardboard box among the rotten, stinking dock. The city didn't give me a name, it just handed me the goddamn game and a sharp knife. They speak of God in churches tall, they've never heard a city's call. A real God here is made of meat, and he lives and dies on this same street. I was born of the grime, in the shadow and the slime. My first breath was a lung full of hate, a product of a brutal fate. Born under the grime, my veins run thick with brick and dust and soot and sick. I am the monster, I'm the priest, the guardian of the starving beast. They call a city, call a home. I roam these streets, and I will always roam. My father was a brandished fist, a ghost I barely knew existed. My mother was a coughing sound that faded deep into the ground. I learned my lessons quick and hard from every single broken shard of glass and hope and shattered bone. You only ever reap what you have sown. So I sow fear, a patient seed, the only thing these people read. They don't respect the law of God, just the man who holds the iron rod. I am that man, I am that threat, the worst thing that they've ever met. They pray for mercy from the sky, they never stop to wonder why. The only answer that they hear is the whisper of my name so clear. I was born of the grime, in the shadow and the slime. My first breath was a lung full of hate, a product of a brutal fate. Born of the grime, my veins run thick with brick and dust and soot and sick. I am the monster, I'm the priest, the guardian of this starving beast. They call a city, call a home. I roam these streets, and I will always roam. This is not a kingdom built on class or promises of polished glass. This is an empire of the fist, a brutal and a simple twist. Of fate you rule or you are ruled. You are the teacher or your school, and I've been teaching for so long. My every lesson is a funeral song. The grime is home, the grime is God. The swing of the iron rod. Amen. the ticking of a broken clock. My Bible is this piece of steel, the only truth I've ever seen. It doesn't speak in parables of unforgiving syllables. It speaks one language plain and true, for men like me and men like you. When words all fail, when deals all break, for every single damn mistake, the cleaver sings a single note that catches right inside the throat. It doesn't judge, it doesn't hate, it only ever set things straight. They come to me with pleas and prayers, a litany of their affair. They think I listen, think I care. I just wipe the blade and stare. This is the Cleveland short and deep, for all the promises you didn't keep. A single verse, a final prayer, in the cold enemy locker air. The cleaver servant understood, it separates the bad from good, and from the living, no absolution, no release. Just how a man can find his peace in a single clean and final line. A union man who takes too much, who's lost his old and honest touch. A shopkeep who won't pay his due, who thinks his world is fresh and new. They stand before me, shake and plead for one more chance to plant a seed. But this ain't a garden, this a tomb, a dark and unforgiving room. My sermon isn't meant to save the souls of the ungrateful name. It's meant to teach the ones who watch to lift the latch and check the notch. Fear is a language they all learn, for every single bridge I burn. This is the Cleveland short and deep, for all the promises you didn't keep. A single verse, a final prayer, in the cold enemy locker air. The cleaver sermon understood, it separates the bad from good, and from the living, no absolution, no release. Just how a man can find his peace in a single clean and final line. They call me butcher, call me beast, the honored guest at every feast. They think my power's in the blade, the brutal promises I made. My power's in the simple fact that every single brutal act is not for pleasure, not for greed. It's just the only sermon that they'll read and understand. Clean for now. The gaslights hiss, the shadows crawl, the final lonely trumpet call. The factories all breathe out steam, a dark and suffocating dream. The children's faces pale and thin, they wear the grime right on their skin. This is my kingdom, this is my church. song. This is the Hell's Kitchen anthem, sung in blood, a slow and suffocating flood. We raise our glass of bathtub gin to the noble state of all our sin. The Hell's Kitchen anthem, loud and proud, for the lonely and the broken crowd. We may be damned, we may be lost, but we will pay whatever costs to call this brutal place our own. The cops don't come down to this war. They're all afraid of their own sword. The politicians make their deals. They don't know how this gotta feel. They see us as a plague, a stain, the source of all their civic pain. They do not see the pride we keep while all their pretty mansions sleep. The pride of standing face to face in this unforgiving, godless place, and spitting right back in its eye. We're all just waiting for our turn to die, so we might as well just live instead. This is the Hell's Kitchen anthem, sung in blood, a slow and suffocating flood. We raise our glass of bathtub gin to the noble state of all our sin. The Hell's Kitchen anthem, loud and proud, for the lonely and the broken crowd. We may be damned, we may be lost, but we will pay whatever costs to call this brutal place our own. They call it hell, this place of ours. These broken streets, these leaning towers of brick and soot and shattered glass. But all their heavens, they will pass. This place is real, this place is true, for men like me and men like you. It's not a hell, it is a fort that makes a king out of a gorge of filth and anger, pain and strife. This is the only honest life. The anthem plays, the night is long. Sing the city's favorite song, the song of us. The song of us. New snake crawls out of the south with promises inside his mouth. He comes from 5 points, came from mud. He smells of foreign, different blood. He brings his hatchets and his knives. He takes the tires and takes the lives. He doesn't fear my name or blade, the reputation that I've made. He sees my kingdom as a prize with cold and calculating eyes. He wants the docks, he wants the trade, the end of my one-man crusade. He calls me old, a dying beast, the honored guest at his own feast. He thinks that fear is just a tool, the weapon of an aging fool. He thinks that butchery's an art. He's about to learn the hardest part. He is the 5 points warlord, young and proud. He says my name a bit too loud. He brings a new kind of despair with a dead and unforgiving His men are disciplined and fast, a shadow that is built to last. They move in silence, strike and fade, a perfectly constructed blade. My men are brawlers, drunk and loud, a proud and insubordinate crowd. They fight for me, they fight for beer, they fight away their own damn fear. This is a war of old and new, the many verses, the damn few, the savage wolf against the pack. There's no more use in turning back. He wants a war, I'll give him one, beneath the cold and absent sun. He is the 5 Points warlord, young and proud. He says my name a bit too loud. He brings a new kind of despair with a dead and unforgiving stare. The 5 Points warlord's made his claim. He's come to end my brutal reign. But this ain't a war of streets and bars, it's a clash of two colliding stars, and only one of us will fall. He sent me a gift, a butcher's knife, to celebrate my fate in life. Engraved upon the sharpened steel, now you will know how we all feel. A challenge and a prophecy for all the world to finally see. He doesn't know the knife he sent is the only prayer I've ever meant. He speaks my language, he's my son, my final bloody race to run. The warlord waits, the butcher smiles across the long and bloody miles. The war begins, the war He takes a corner, takes a street, a bitter taste of my defeat. He hangs his banners red and black, he builds his throne upon my back. He wants a war of open ground, a loud and terrifying sound. He wants to meet me face to face in this forsaken, godless place. But I'm a bully, not a fool. I use a different, sharper tool. I won't attack his men of might. In the middle of the goddamn night, I'll take the thing that keeps them true, the fear that they all have of you. He thinks his army's made of steel. He doesn't know what they all feel. They're just like me, they're born of grind, and they are running out of time. This is a lesson in fear. Where's my love for all the seeds of doubt to grow? I won't just break their bones, I'll break their spirit on these stones. A lesson in fear, a ghost amid the ones that you are dying with. He thinks he leads an army brave. He's leading them right to their grave, not by my head, but by their own. fear that you could also die just breathing. This is a lesson in fear. Whisper low for all the seeds of doubt to grow. I won't just break their bones, I'll break their spirit on these stones. A lesson in fear, a ghost, a myth, the ones that you are dying with. He thinks he leads an army brave, he's leading them right to their grave. Not by my head, but by their own. Not by my head, but by their own. The warlord wants a war of knives, of broken homes and broken lives, but the greatest weapon of them all is watching your own soldiers fall for nothing, for a ghost of breath, a quiet and a simple death. He can't fight what he cannot see, and all his men are seeing is me everywhere. The lessons taught, the seed is sown. A man is always most alone. In a crowd of frightened men. The new kid shows up, leaning fast, a shadow from my own damn past. He's not a brawler, not a thug. The city's just a bitter drug he has to take to stay alive. The only way he can survive, he's got the hunger in his eyes. He's full of hope and full of lies. He wants to work, he wants a place, a single shred of saving grace. He comes to me, he doesn't kneel, he asks for something that is real. He doesn't know that he has walked into the cage that has been locked. He looks at me and feels no dread. He doesn't know I'm already dead. He sees a king, he sees a boss. He doesn't calculate the loss. He's the ghost of the dogs, the boy I was, who breaks the rules and breaks the laws. He is the promise and the curse, for better and for so much worse. The ghost of the dogs, he doesn't see the monster staring back at me. And in this war, this final stand, I'll take this ghost by his own hand and turn him into my own blade. I see the warlord's men approach, a dark and venomous reproach. They want the kid, they want his fear, the reason that they all are here, to prove a point, to make a stand in this unforgiving, broken land. But I step out into the light and give them all another fight. Not for the boy, not for his pride, but for the thing I keep inside. The memory of a starving whale who never got a bit of help. I'll be the monster that he needs from all my dark and brutal deeds. He is a ghost of the dark, the boy I was, who breaks the rules and breaks the laws. He is the promise and the curse, for better and for so much worse. The ghost of the dark, he doesn't see the monster staring back at me. butcher smiles across the long and bloody miles. A new war starts. Warlords men now fear the dark. They bear a new and bloody mark. The rumor spreads like a disease upon the cold and winter breeze. They don't just fear me anymore. They fear the closing of a door. They fear the silence in the street, the sound of their own two damn feet. The ghost is real, the ghost is here. Banishes all other fear. He's not a man, he's a damn curse. And nothing could be any worse. He doesn't kill you with a blade, for the promises you've long betrayed. He makes you do it to yourself. He takes your sanity and health. He takes your brothers and your friends. The torment never ever ends. They speak my name in their teeth, from high above and from beneath. It is a prayer, in the middle of the godless night. They speak my name in their teeth, this jagged and this bloody reed of fear I've woven thread by thread. I'm living right inside their head. The warlord's losing his control. He's paying a much higher toll. His army's built on fear of him, on a dark and a sadistic whim. But my fear is a different kind. It poisons both the soul and mind. It's ancient, deep and supernatural, a force that's simply structural. They see me in a passing shade, the payment that will soon be made. They hear my voice in their own side. They see my face behind their eyes. I am the madness, I'm the rot, the only God that they have got. They speak my name in their teeth, from high above and from beneath. It is a prayer, it is a blight, in the middle of the godless night. They speak my name in their teeth, this jagged and this bloody reed of fear I've woven thread by thread. I'm living right inside their head. I have become a bedtime tale, the thing that makes a strong man quail. I am the reason for the lock, the ticking of a final clock. The warlord wanted just a war. I gave him something so much more. I gave him a religion, and I'm the God of his legion. My name's a prayer on the cold Listen, listen, listen. Listen. The time has come, the stage is set. The final unforgiving bet. The old slaughterhouse by the bay, where all the light has leaked away. I send the warlord one last note, the final words you ever wrote will be your own name on the wall before you take your final fall. I challenge him to meet me there in the cold and iron scented air. Just him and me, no booze, no guns, for all the fathers, all the fathers, all the sons. A fight of knives, a fight of mind. I'm pale and buzzing, single life. He has to come, he has no choice to silence my own damn voice. He has to prove that he's a beast, the greatest and the very least. This is the slaughterhouse waltz, a dance of beautiful and brutal faults, on a floor of sawdust, bone and blood, a slow and unrelenting flood. The slaughterhouse waltz, a final spin to let the one true monster win. We dance with cleavers, not with grace, in this unforgiving final place. He comes alone, as I had known, to claim his bloody final throne. He is a mirror of my youth, the same damn hunger, the same damn truth. We circle in the pale light's glow, a silent and a secret show. The blades all sing, the steel all ring, the joy of final battle brings. He's fast and strong, he feels no pain, the driving of the winter rain. But I am patient, I am old, a story that is getting cold. I know the steps, I know the tomb beneath the cold and broken moon. This is the slaughterhouse wall, a dance of beautiful and brutal fall, on a floor of sawdust, bone and blood, a slow and unrelenting flood. The slaughterhouse waltz, a final spin to let the one true monster win. We dance with cleavers, not with grace, in this unforgiving final place. He makes a move, a fatal flaw, against the only jungle law. He lets his anger take control and sell his unforgiving soul. I don't just beat him, I embrace the horror on his dying face. I whisper in his ear, you see, the only difference between you and me is I know what I am. The waltz is over, the music's dead, the city's mine, a dark and terrible island. I didn't want this, didn't ask to wear this bloody final mask, but here I am, the last one left of every single hope bereft. I sit where my own story starts, the king of all the broken hearts. My men all cheer, they raise a glass, they let the bloody moment pass. They see a victory, a prize they do not see behind my eyes. The wasteland there, the empty space of this unforgiving, godless place. This is my throne of bones, a monument to all my violent discontented. Built of rivals, built of friends, a story that will never end. My throne of bones, so cold and wide in the pale and unforgiving light. I am the king, I am the law, but all I see is tooth and claw. The boy I saved, the ghost, the kid, for all the stupid things he did. He stands beside me, loyal, true. His entire world is fresh and new. He sees a future, sees a light. He thinks he's won his little fight. He looks at me with hero's eyes. He doesn't see the compromise. He doesn't see the price I paid, the awful bloody mess I made. He'll be the man I could have been before I let the darkness in. Or maybe he'll just be like me, a future no one wants to see. This is my throne of bones, a monument to all my violent discontent. It's built of rivals, built of friends, a story that will never end. My throne of bones, so cold and wide in the pale and unforgiving light. I am the king, I am the Lord, but all I see is tooth and claw. I am the butcher, I'm the king, the reason that the widows sing. I am the monster and the priest, the greatest and the very least. I am the product of the grind, the final unforgiving crime. I am the only thing that's real, the broken heart inside the steel. And I am so, so tired. The king is crowned, the cheers are fade, the final awful promise made to myself. Years go by, the city's tame. The wildest of the beasts is named. A legend or a bedtime tale, the thing that makes the children quake. I'm old now and my hands all shake, for goodness and for pity's sake. The cleaver hangs upon on the wall, a warning to them one and all. The boy is now a man full grown, he runs the city as his own. He does it with a smile and pen, like all the educated men. He doesn't need the blade or fist, a subtle and a clever twist. He is the butcher's son, but not the heir. He breathes a different, cleaner air. He learned the lesson, learned the cost of everything that I have lost. Oh, the butcher's son, he walks the line, a dark and beautiful design. He is my strength, but not my rage. He's turned a new and better page. Oh, he comes to me in my old room and dissipates the smoky gloom. He brings me books, he reads the news, the different kinds of morning blues. He never speaks of what I did, the monster that he kept well hid inside his heart, inside his soul. He made himself completely whole. He learned my lesson, yes, it's true, but did what I could never do. He took the fear, he took the pain, and washed it with the summer rain. He learned to rule but not to hate. He sealed a new and better fate. Oh, he is the butcher's son, but not the heir. He breathes a different, cleaner air. He learned the lesson, learned the cost of everything that I have lost. Whoa, the butcher's son, he walks the line, a dark and beautiful design. He is my strength, but not my rage. He's turned a new and better page. Oh, yeah. He asked me if I have regrets for all the bloody final bets. I look at him and I just smile, and for a little tiny while the butcher's gone, and in his place is just a father full of grace. My only regret, I say low, is that I didn't get to know you. The butcher's son, the father's ghost, the one that he protected most. The future. City's quiet streets are clean, the most peaceful that they've ever been. My boy runs a steady hand, the savior the cries, but by the look in my boy's eyes. The same damn fight, same damn pride, the thing he tried so hard to hide. The monster that I thought was gone was waiting for a different dawn. He built a palace, clean and tall, right on the top of my own wall. He thinks that he escaped the grind. He's just biding his own damn time. This is an old man's fear, a final dread, for all the words I've left unsaid. The cycle isn't broken yet, it's just a more sophisticated bed. An old man's fear, the bitter truth is that the sins of my own wasted youth are not a lesson but a seed, the genesis of a new creed. He's not a better man than me, he's just a better butcher, can't you see? To me with maps and plans, the future of these tired lands. He speaks of progress, speaks of trade, the clean and clever world he's made. But I can read between the lines, the subtle and the secret signs. A rival silence with a word, the sweetest poison ever heard. A politician bought and sold a story that will not be told. He doesn't use a cleaver now, he's made a different darker vow. His blade is just a telephone. He sits upon a cleaner throne, but it's a throne of bones. Know this is an old man's fear, a final dread, for all the words I've left unsaid. The cycle isn't broken yet, it's just a more sophisticated bed. An old man's fear, the bitter truth is that the sins of my own wasted youth are not a lesson but a seed, the genesis of a new creed. He's not a better man than me, he's just a better butcher, can't you see? I taught him how to fight and win. I taught him how to shed his skin. I taught him that the world's a cage, to turn his fear into his rage. I gave him all my strength and guide, and for a little tiny while I thought I taught him to be free, but all I taught him was to be me, but better. The fear is real, the night is long. I hear the echo of my song in his own voice. Name comes back from long ago, a seed I thought would never grow, a ghost from before Hell's Kitchen, a different kind of superstition. The life I had before the fall, the reason that I lost it all, a brother that I left for dead, prices on his weary head. He didn't die, he just survived. and all this time he has been deprived. He sees my name in papers now, the broken and the bloody vow I made to him when we were young, the hymns of vengeance to be sung. I thought I buried all my dead, but one of them is in my head, and now he's standing at my door, and he has come to settle the score. The past is a hungry dog, you left for dead out in the fog. You think it's gone, you think it's past, but it was built to everlast. The past is a hungry dog, it knows your sin, it knows the law of every sin and every crime. It's just been waiting all this time to come back home and claim its bone. He doesn't want my money or my crown, the most respected man in town. He doesn't want my fear or dread, he wants to see my whole world dead. He wants to take the boy I raised in these last quiet, peaceful days. He wants to show me what it's like to feel the final fatal strike of losing everything you love. A message from the skies above, or from the hell we both crawl through. He's come to give me what is due, not for the butcher but the boy who broke his only precious toy. The past is a hungry dog, you left for dead out in the fog. You think it's gone, you think it's past, but it was built to everlast. The past is a hungry dog, it knows your sin, it knows the law of every sin and every crime. It's just been waiting all this time to come back home and claim its bone. I can't fight him now with a blade for the promises that we both made. I can't outrun him, can't outsmart this tearing of mine. The butcher can't kill any man, but the butcher is part of the plan that this old ghost has come to claim. He's come to call me by my real name, and I'm so scared. The dog is here, it's at the door. It doesn't want a little more, it wants it all. It wants it all, it wants it all. I sit my boy down man to man and tell him my own simple plan. I tell him of the life before and open up the final door. Show him all my hidden scars beneath the cold and distant stars. I tell him of the brothers' rage and how this final bloody page was always gonna have to turn. The final lesson he must learn. He's coming for you, not for me, to make me watch my legacy. turn into ash, turn into dust. The final act of broken trust. My boy just looks at me and smiles across the long and bloody mouth. He says, you taught me to be smart. You taught me how to play my part. This isn't your war anymore. This is the last sermon I will preach, with everything within my reach. Not of the cleaver, not of might, but of the darkness and the light. The last sermon, my final plea. Don't let the monster swallow thee. You are the man I couldn't be. Now go and set your own self free, but do it with your mind, not with your hand. He asked me what I'm gonna do when this whole bloody mess is through. I tell him that my race is run beneath this cold and absent sun. The butcher's bill is always due for men like me and men like you. And mine's been waiting for so long, the ending of a brutal song. I'm not afraid, I feel no dread. I've long been numbered with the dead. I'm just a ghost who stayed too late to argue with his own damn fate. Now it is time to pay the price. I won't be telling you this twice. Oh, this is the last sermon I will preach, with everything within my reach. Not of the cleaver, not of mine, but of the darkness and the light. The last sermon, my final plea. Don't let the monster swallow thee. You are the man I couldn't be. Now go and set your own self free, but do it with your mind, not with your hand. Ooh. He stands to leave, he understands the future's in his steady hands. He says, you taught me everything I know about the way the gardens grow on top of bone, on top of sin. The only way a man can win is not to play. I'll see you soon beneath the cold and different moon. He's gone and I am all alone upon my cold and bloody throne. The sermon's over, the lesson's taught, the final battle to be fought is mine. Oh. I wait for him up in the air. Smile upon my weary face. The slaughterhouse where I was born, a king of this land so forlorn. My brother comes, he's old and gray. He's let his anger light the way. He sees a cleaver in my hand, the only thing he'll understand. He wants a fight, a final brawl, to see the butchers stand and fall. He wants the ending, he was old, to lighten his unending load. I will not give him that final unforgiving peace. This is a debt of blood, a promise made alone, an overdue crusade. This is the price for what I did, the monster that I kept well hid. A debt of blood, it must be paid, the final sharp and heavy blade. But not by him, not by him, the only way to be defeated, the kept away. To be set free is to pay the debt back to the grind. You want my life? I ask him low, the only gift I can bestow. You wanna be the man who won the last and unforgiving son, then take it. And I turn my back on the edge of the railroad track that runs right through this killing floor. I do not need this anymore. I offer him my final plea, the man I never got to be. He screams in rage, he can't accept for all the bloody tears he's wept. This isn't justice, this is grace. In this unforgiving, godless place. This is a debt of blood, a promise made alone, an overdue crusade. This is the price for what I did, the monster that I kept well hid. A debt of blood, it must be paid, the final sharp and heavy blade. But not by him, not by him, the only way to be set free is to to be set free is to pay the debt back to the grind. Whoa. He doesn't strike, he hesitates among the cold and iron gates. He sees the truth right at the end. I'm not his foe, I'm not his friend. I am his ghost, his own regret. The one damn thing he can't forget. To kill me is to kill his pain. But what then would of him remain? Just an old man in an empty room. Ooh. Ooh. He drops the knife, he walks away to live and fight another day. And the debt is finally paid. Ooh. Sun comes up, the city waits for all the new mistakes it made. My boy is gone, my brother's free. There's nothing left inside of me. The fire's out, the rage is done. My final lonely race is run. I sit here on the killing floor. I do not need to ask for more. I am the man from the old grind, who's finally run out of time. My heart, a slow and tired drum, has finally quietly succumbed. Not to a blade, not to a fight, but to a single ray of light that came right through the broken door. I paid my debts, I kept my word. The final sermon has been heard. I saved the only thing I could. Misunderstood or understood. And the butcher sleeps, the city sighs beneath the cold and watchful skies. The butcher sleeps, his watch is done. The father and the lonely son. The butcher sleeps, the legend fades among the ghosts and the brigades. He wasn't evil, wasn't good. He was just forged of steel and wood and grime and blood and brick and stone. Find me here, a peaceful end, the city's oldest, hardest friend. They'll make a myth of my long reign, of all the pleasure, all the pain. They'll say I was a monster true, for men like them and men like you. Or say I was a secret saint, who wore the blood like holy paint. The truth is simpler and more gray. I just survived from day to day. I did what I knew how to do to see my own damn people through. I was the butcher, that is true, and I was Hell's Kitchen through and through. And the butcher sleeps, the city sighs beneath the cold and watchful skies. The butcher sleeps, his watch is done. The father and the lonely son. The butcher sleeps, the legend fades among the ghosts and the brigades. He wasn't evil, wasn't good. He was just forged of steel and wood and grime and blood and brick and stone. Don't weep for me, don't say a prayer. Just breathe the cold and winter air, and know that in this brutal place, a single act of simple grace can sometimes be enough to save a single soul from its own grave. I did not find my peace in death, I found it in my final breath. Butcher sleeps, the cleaver still upon that dark and silent hill. His kingdom safe, his son is free, the only immortality